Today is January 21st, 2020. We are officially 21 days into the new year, 21 days into the brand new decade, and I am feeling pretty blah. I need to know if you guys feel me on this. I always feel whenever a new year comes around, there's kind of this weird underlying pressure to feel like you gotta get your shit together or to feel rejuvenated or renewed. Some years that does happen for me, and January 1st hits and I'm like, okay, it's a brand new chapter, it's a blank slate, I'm ready to just kill it. And this year, it just really didn't happen for me. I kind of started off the year, feels like a little bit slow. And I've just been feeling really burnt out, and I think this is probably something that a lot of us can relate to. So all of that brings me to today's video, what we're gonna be doing today. So I am somebody who loves me some change. I thrive off of change, especially change on my physical appearance, especially being that my job is within the beauty community. Changing up my hair, changing up my makeup, it definitely re-inspires me. It just gives me a little bit of a creative jolt. Today, I am getting a mini hair transformation, and I'm also going to be doing a makeup look that isn't my norm, that will take me a little bit outside of my comfort zone, that, you know, gets my creative juices flowing. I think we all know how powerful hair and makeup actually is, especially on, you know, the way that you feel and your self-confidence. So I think it's safe to say this is something that we could definitely all relate to. And I'm really just super excited to change things up a little bit. Okay, so let's first talk about the hair. So this is my current hair situation. So right now my hair is kind of at a really weird stage. It's at a super awkward length because I am in the midst of growing out my hair. I'm trying to get my hair to get to about this stage. This is like my goal length. I feel like this is where my hair is really gonna look its best. So to kind of speed up that process a little bit, I did decide to get some clip-in extensions, and today I'm gonna be going to the hairdresser, and my hairstylist, Angela, is going to be cutting and styling my clip-in extensions. She's gonna blend them into my hair so that they look fantastic, and by the end of it, I will have my dream hair that I'm working so hard to get, but like, today. Now I really wish I could do a little bit more of like an intense transformation, but I can't because I can't really color my hair. I mean, I could, but I don't want to because it will completely destroy my hair. I have promised myself to not put any bleach on my hair. I am on like a no bleach diet right now. There was a point where I was platinum blonde. That was the worst thing I'd ever done to my hair. It has taken me like 3 years, 3 very painful years to get my hair back to normal. The color that I have now is pretty much my natural color. I do tone it though every once in a while to make it a little bit darker and to just give it some shine. And honestly, I really do like the color. I feel like this suits me the best anyway. So really the only thing that I can play with is length. So now it's time to go to the hair salon. I'm gonna take you guys with me so you can see the entire hair extension process.
Hey guys, my name's Angela. I'm one of the owners of Puffo Blunts. I'm also known as a hair wizard. And today we are going to not transform but enhance Jamie's hair with extensions and a different style. So we're gonna start off by blow drying. We're gonna lightly wave it. We'll put in the extensions. We'll cut them, and then we'll style them all together. And you guys can see how easy it is to just have long hair in a day.
You got oh no no.
Wow. Work again. Wow, okay, I'm gonna get that. So how long do we want it?
I think like there? Yeah, like a trendy length, you know? Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
So after we put the extensions in my hair, cut off the initial length, it was time to actually blend the extensions into the hair. This is obviously the most important step. I have always been really insecure about my extensions when I wear them because I always found that you were able to see the extensions. Like I thought that it was so obvious. So I really wanted to make sure that they were super, super blended so that when I wore them out, you could not detect them whatsoever. And she did the most amazing job blending these into my hair. I honestly don't even know how she did it. A lot of it is also the color. The color really does match my hair perfectly, and that's because we did tone the extensions. It's a little bit darker than my natural hair, but it blends perfectly once they're actually in. Then once Angela was happy with the cut, she went ahead and started to just curl my hair with the clip-ins so that they blended seamlessly. This is a pretty important step. She advised me to never wear these extensions straight with my hair because I feel like it definitely is a little bit more obvious, but when it's curled, you cannot even tell.
What the So nice.
I know, how amazing. I love it.
I'm sorry about what? I'm really upset. Like, this is not my actual hair. Toodles! I don't think my hair has ever looked this good. Like, I'm dead serious.
Like how?
In any stage of like all of my hair transformations, I've never loved my hair as much as I do with this. Like I want these to be permanently attached to my head. Like I'm upset that I have to take it out.
Turn around, let's see.
Emotion, 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 emotion.
I think I made it pretty clear in my reaction when I first saw the finished product of this beautiful, beautiful hair that Angela bestowed upon me, but I have truly never felt so good about my hair in my life. I also think the length is kind of just right. It's perfect. It's not so long where, you know, it makes it a little bit harder for the extensions to look natural. And because my hair is still short, it's a little bit more difficult also for my hair to blend into extensions, especially when they are a little bit on the longer side. So I think this length just complements just everything so perfectly, and I am thrilled. Safe to say. So now that we have the whole hair transformation out of the way, and clearly I'm very happy about it, it's time to move on to the makeup. So for the makeup look, I actually went to Instagram to ask you guys what you think I should do because I kind of feel like you guys just know best. I asked you what makeup look you haven't really seen me in and a makeup look that you would actually like to see me in. And so many of you guys sent me pictures of like green smoky eyes. I don't know what's in the air, but obviously green is in the air. I have not done a green smoky eye in a really long time, and green is probably one of my favorite colors to wear, especially for brown eyes. I just feel like it's such a gorgeous color, and I truly do not remember the last time I laid green on my face. So I'm really excited to play with some green eyeshadows today. So I'm just gonna quickly prime my eyelids. I'm just gonna take some concealer. This is my Josie Maran Vibrancy in Fair. All right, starting off first, I'm going to go into this Huda Beauty Neon palette, and I'm going to take these two shades over here, like the two matte neon greens, and I'm going to just buff that above my lid as my transition shade. So I'm just going to very, very lightly start to apply that right above the crease. And I'm also going to wing out my eyeshadow a little bit. So I'm kind of just gonna flick it out right at that outer corner and then swoop it towards my lash line. Normally for my transition shade, I go towards like neutral shades or browns, never a neon green. Like I said, you guys, today we are getting creative. We're getting fun, okay? I'm fun today. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and take a clean blending brush. This is nothing on it. And I'm just going to blend along the top edge of that, just so it's nicely diffused. You know what I'm gonna do actually? This is my little trick. I love to do this. I'm gonna take a little bit of translucent powder, just a touch, and I'm going to blend along the top edge of this eyeshadow so that it actually has something to blend into. Since I did not set down that concealer with any other powder, this is going to help kind of make that transition a little bit smoother. Now that that's applied, we're gonna go into the Melt Cosmetics Impulsive palette. This palette has some really beautiful shades in here, but we're gonna be working with these two greens down in the corner. They're really like fun greens, very different from really any other green that I have anywhere else in my collection. They're very yellow based. So I'm just going in with a smaller blending brush, and I'm first gonna go into the lighter green of the two, which is called Game Changer. And I'm just gonna start to build this color up into the crease. This color is not super pigmented, honestly, which is fine. We're just building up a little bit of depth slowly. Okay, now I'm gonna go into an even more precise blending brush. This is my ColourPop E9, and I'm gonna go into the darker green called Profesh, this one over here. And we're just gonna define that crease a little bit more. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm barely even touching my eye right now. I'm being very, very gentle, which is very unlike me. Normally I'm like stabbing my eye with my brush, but I find that that kind of gives a softer blend when you barely touch your eye. I find a lot of like professional makeup artists who work on celebrities, every time I see them work, they're like literally barely touching their brush to their client's face, and that's why their looks are just always so stunning and seamless. So I've been doing the same, and I find it actually makes a difference. They're really onto something. And then just going in with the last brush that I used and just blending along the edge of that. Okay, so now I'm going to take a single eyeshadow from Makeup Geek. This is called Enchanted Forest. I don't even know if they still make this shade anymore. I know they just did a whole rebrand, so I don't know if this still exists, but it's just a dark matte green. So I'm just gonna take that on a super precise little blendy brush. This is the Morphe JH39, and just pat right on that outer corner to really solidify that depth. And then just bringing in slightly into the crease. And then blending again with the last brush that I used to smooth those edges as best as I can. Listen, I always feel like my blending is never gonna be perfect, and that's okay. I think there's like so much pressure to get the most seamless blended look. And yes, those looks are stunning, and yes, it's always good to strive for like a really blended look, but sometimes it's just not possible. And that's okay, and your look is still gonna be beautiful even if it's not absolutely perfect, you know? I almost feel like the pressure to get a really blended eyeshadow look almost prevents a lot of people from even trying the look in the first place, which is pretty unfortunate because makeup is not supposed to be, you know, that much pressure. It's just supposed to be fun. So I say try that look that you have been holding off doing because you feel like you can't do it for whatever reason. I promise you, you can do it. So now it's time for the lid shade. This is what I'm very, very excited about. So this was a limited edition eyeshadow from L'Oreal from the Havana collection. This is in the shade Hot Havana, and it's the prettiest kind of like smoky green with gold shimmer in it, and I just fell in love with it as soon as I saw it, and I thought it'd be perfect for this look. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just dab that on the blank area that we have on the lid with my finger, and that's gorgeous. I love, 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 love that color. Okay, so I wanna add a little bit more sparkle to this look. I feel like it's gonna just take it to the next level. There's already quite a bit of shimmer with that eyeshadow, but I think like a chunkier glitter can make it really pretty. So I'm going to take this little guy from Stila. It's the Glitter and Glow eyeshadow in the shade Gold Goddess. I'm gonna take it on my finger like that, and then just very lightly dab it on the eyeshadow. And I'm mostly focusing this on the center of my lid, kind of where like the eyeshadow that we just applied meets the crease colors. And I think by putting it in the center of the lid, it's also gonna create like a nice kind of dimensional effect. Like it's gonna add a little bit of that pop there, which is gonna make the look a little bit more like glossy, and it just adds a little bit of that extra something. Now that that's applied, I'm going to clean up all of the glitter that fell on my face. I'm just gonna take a little bit of makeup remover on a cotton round, and this is exactly why we did not apply the foundation, because there's a lot of glitter everywhere. Next up is to apply falsies. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that actually off camera, just because I get really close to my mirror and you guys won't be able to see it anyway. So I'm just gonna take these guys from Velour. They are the Effortless Lash in For Real Though, one of my favorites. So I'm just gonna go ahead and apply these, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so now that the eyes are done, at least the upper half is, I am gonna do a little bit more on the lower lash line, but we'll get there when we get there. I'm gonna start on the face. So I'm just gonna prep my skin a little bit before I apply my foundation. I'm just gonna go into my Alper Oils Midnight Boost, and just apply a little bit of this. It's my favorite base for my makeup, as you guys know. I'm just gonna press this into my skin. So this next portion of the video is actually in partnership with Lancome, which is always super exciting. Today I'm gonna be using the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear Foundation. This is one of my favorite, more full coverage foundations that I have. This is a very thin and breathable formula, so it's not gonna make your skin look cakey, and it's also not going to make your skin look too heavy, especially if you have drier skin type. I know it can be a little bit tricky playing with fuller coverage foundations because they can just look heavy. This does not look heavy at all, which is why I really like it. This also does come in 45 shades. Today, I'm going to be using the shade 360, which matches me pretty perfectly. So I am going to just pump out one pump on the back of my hand, and that's going to be able to cover my entire face. And for my brush, I'm going to be taking this guy from Zoeva. It's the 103 Define Buffer. And what I like to do first is I like to just dab the foundation all over to evenly distribute it. And as you can see, I'm using a really small amount of product because this is pretty full coverage. You really don't need a lot. Like a little bit does go a pretty long way. And that's also going to help in creating a really, really fresh look. So you're not piling on a ton of foundation to get the coverage that you want. So now I'm just gonna buff it out by just going in downward strokes. And of course, bringing it down my neck. With a look like this, because I am using quite a bit of color on my face, I do like to use a foundation that has more coverage. Like I really want my face to be pretty perfected because I want the focus to be on the eyes. I really don't want there to be any redness peeking through. What I also really like about this is that it's not a super dewy or super matte foundation. It kind of just sits right in the middle. It's a very natural looking kind of satin finish. So you do get a little bit of a glow, but it's not overwhelming. So a lot of different skin types will be able to wear this. All right, now the foundation is applied, I'm gonna do my concealer. So I'm gonna take my Josie Maran concealer in Light. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and set my under eyes on the center of my face so that everything stays in place. I'm gonna grab my Hourglass Loose Setting Powder and just tap that underneath my eyes, and on my nose and on my forehead and my chin. Basically wherever I put the concealer. So I'm just gonna very quickly finish off the eyes. I'm gonna take a clean blending brush and some of my bronzer. I just have my Hoola bronzer here, so that's what I'm gonna use. And I'm going to just run this along my lower lash line. I really wanna keep the lower lash line nice and light. I don't really wanna add green there because even though this is like a green smoky eye, I don't want it to be incredibly smoky. You could totally do that if you want. It's just gonna create a little bit more of an intense look, but I do need to create balance for this look. It's really important because there's a lot going on the upper lash line. You kind of need to balance it out on the lower lash line. So like I said, I really want to keep the skin looking nice and like fresh and lightweight since the eyes are so heavy. So for something like that, I do like to use creamier products because I feel like they do look really natural on the skin, and they will also give the skin a little bit more of a glow, which is just really pretty. So I'm going to be going in first with my cream bronzer from Tom Ford. This is the Shade and Illuminate in 01. Just take that on a little fluffy brush, dab that in all the areas I would normally bronze. And like I said, because it's a cream, it's just going to melt into the skin perfectly. For my highlighter, I'm gonna be taking my Kevyn Aucoin Glass Glow Face Highlighter. This is gorgeous for just like a glossy highlighted look. I'm gonna first dot it where I want it. So right on the tops of that cheekbone. And then I'm gonna take a clean brush. I'm using so many brushes in today's tutorial, it's crazy. You know what? I'm just gonna take the one that I used for my concealer and just lightly blend it out. And like, look at that. Stunning, stunning, stunning glow. It literally gives you glass skin. It's so freaking pretty, this stuff. I don't use it enough. For my blush, I want a really natural nude color, so I'm gonna take this guy from MAC. This is the new glowplay blush. It's so hard to say, in So Natural. This is like my new favorite blush. A lot of you guys are wondering when this is going to be released. I'm pretty sure this is going to be released February 6th or February 7th. I'll have it listed down below in the description box. Kind of like a creamier formula. It's very similar to something like a ColourPop blush. and it has the most amazing glow to it. So it's gonna give even more glow to the cheeks, but a very subtle, natural looking glow. So I'm gonna apply that using this Real Techniques contour brush. Just pick up some directly from the pan and then just dot it. I'm putting it right on the sides of my cheeks to really sculpt my cheeks. I'm not really putting it on the apples. So for my brows, I'm actually gonna be using my Anastasia Dip Brow. I recently started getting back into this and have been really enjoying using it. I find it just like makes filling in my brows really quick and easy. Oh my God, I love that. So now it's time to finish this look off with the lip. I really want to do a simple nude lip combo. I've been really liking this combo over here. It's super pretty. So I'm first going to line my lips with my Pat McGrath contour. Now I'm gonna go in with this gloss from MAC. This is an NUDE. It's one of the lip glosses. It's a really, really pretty nude. Okay, I just need to close up so you guys can see the eye look, all complete. A little shimmer and sparkle, the skin, the lip, everything. I think it's very safe to say that I feel kind of like a different person from where I started off this video. I feel like I definitely did what I set out to do, and that was to get me just sort of excited about creating again, and I absolutely feel that way. I want to just continue to feel creatively like inspired and pushed. I want to push my artistry. Throughout 2020, I want to create really cool and fun videos for you guys. Videos that honestly may even be different from my beauty and makeup videos. I want to just like do new things this year. That's really my goal. All right, guys, that is it. That completes my little transformation. I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope again that it inspired you to do your own little transformation. If you're also feeling kind of down and blah, just like have some fun with your hair, have some fun with makeup. It's a really simple thing that you can do that I think will really affect you positively. Of course, hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you want to join the fam, because it's pretty great. All right, guys, that's it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.